What's up, guys? Nikolai Rogatkin here. 2016 was a great year. We just welcomed in 2017. I'm here at my house, Lincoln, Massachusetts, by the fire, by the Christmas tree, enjoying some off-season. Yeah, we know Masters of Dirt Vienna is one of the lead-off events of the year, so we're all getting stoked for that. And we just finished off the year by filming some absolutely insane episodes of the Inside Masters of Dirt TV show, which is going to be premiering this year in 2017. So yeah, definitely a lot of great things going on with Masters of Dirt. So that's why I'm here on the page, ready to answer some questions. Yeah, the TV show that we were filming, we went to La Poma, we went to some spots around Spain, and yeah, always a good time with the MOD crew. Endless, unreal times. All the boys, killing it always, and yeah, so I'm here to answer any questions you guys got about MOD, about the show in Vienna, about the season that we had, any plans that I have personally. But yeah, just here to answer any questions you guys have overall in general. So ask away. Georgie Sayo. How long till you do twister variations? Oh, shooting straight for that one. Yeah, the twister took me a lot of determination to learn. I was able to bring it to life at the show in Vienna this year. Yeah, it's still a hard trick to get consistent. It's a fun one, but I mean, I've added barspins to the cash roll, so I mean, one day hopefully some variations will be added to the twister. I mean, I'm always trying to progress, always trying to go bigger, but I mean, it's hard to give a time limit on that. I'm gonna definitely give it some tries and some foam pits, some airbags this year, but we'll see. I'll pull this up on my laptop here. What's your next big jump / trick you're training at the moment? So I mean, the next big event for me is MOD Vienna. Trick wise, I've had the quadruple tail whip in mind for a while. I did the quad whip on B. Yo, Toby, what's up? Stoked to ride with you in Vienna this year. Always good times. Pull these questions up here on my laptop. Dez joining. Wait up. What was my worst crash? That's a good one. You know what? A lot of people think that the worst crash I've ever had is the Rampage one. Obviously, falling off the cliff, 40 feet. I mean, that was definitely the. I'd have to say that's definitely the scariest crash I've ever had. But worst, I mean, the worst. It would have to go back all the way back to when I was 16, having a spleen injury. Ruptured my spleen real bad. I've always said that I'm down to crash if I can get up. So even though that Rampage crash was the Why don't I answer? Which questions do you ask? Massive dirt. Connection is pretty crap at the moment, unfortunately. So having some technical difficulties here. Torsten Pilch. What's up, man? Always hyping me up on the mic. Appreciate that always. What means no pain, no gain personally to me? That's a good one. I mean, I think no pain, no gain means a lot to all of us bike riders because we're all willing to go down and get back up. I mean, that's just part of the sport, you know. We got to be willing to crash because that's the only way we can progress. And yeah, I mean, I definitely have taken some big crashes that have helped me up and helped me out in the long run. So I mean, no pain, no gain. If you're not willing to go by that statement, then there's going to be no progression there. Pavel joining. What's up, Pavel? I mean, Pavel knows just as well as anyone. I mean, no pain, no gain. I mean, Pavel had a massive injury a couple of years back, and he's back stronger than ever. So yeah, always good to see the boys coming back from injuries like that because it's the biggest part of the sport. What was my favorite course of the year? Course-wise, it's hard to say. It's hard to be biased. It's hard to not be biased towards any courses because sometimes you ride a really sick course, but you get a crap result, and you kind of. Personally, I think all of us boys like the course so much in Rotorua, New Zealand. I mean, it's the vibe, the course. Clara, what's up? Would I like to be part of a synchro session one day? I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, a part of the synchro session in the show all the time. I mean, it's synchro is always hard to do, and I think us in the masses of dirt shows we got that perfected. MOD asking what my craziest massive dirt memories are. Oh man, there's too many to. There's honestly too many to talk about. I mean, we just filmed so many crazy moments for the TV show in November. I mean, that's it's gonna be absolutely hilarious for part of that and everyone fans. So yeah, I mean, Adolf Silva just joined. I'm sure he can help me out a bit on naming some of the craziest MOD memories we've had because there's countless ones. Personally, Georgie, I know you're gonna love this one. I'm gonna say my favorite massive dirt memory is back in Dublin, Ireland, when I was 14, partying. When you guys snuck me into the club and me and Vlad were partying in there after the show. That was definitely a pretty life-changing moment. So yeah. I mean, I've been part of the show since I was 13, so a lot of partying, a lot of world first history made in every single show and every year in Vienna and everywhere. What's up, Adolf? How you doing, man? see any. I'm gonna scroll up through these questions and see if there's any other good ones you guys have asked. Julian Thompson. Yo, Reed Boggs just joined. What's up, Reed? Hope to see you out in Vienna for the first time this year. Reed's a good homie, definitely. Killing it lately. Thanks for the birthday wishes, Adolf. You're a bit late, but appreciate it. Adolf, let's hear what you got for Vienna. We were the synchro partners last year in the show. We gotta bring it back this year and do the same. Georgie, what does solve mean? Yeah, I think that's something that a lot of people know, but a lot of people also don't really understand. Sov means son of Vlad, as my father's Vlad. He's the Russian hammer, the guy behind a lot of my entire writing, So yeah, I mean, son of Vlad, you MOD boys started that and have been able to identify me by that since you started that nickname. Cheers, Matt Jackson. Appreciate it. Reed didn't know his... Tom, of course I'm ready to blow out more tires, as long as I'm riding out of the trick, the tire blowouts don't really bother me. I'm sometimes landing really sideways on the 1080 rotations, the Cork 720 rotations, and if it stops the run, then it sucks. But otherwise, as long as you're riding out the trick, take it. Let's scroll through these more. David Godzik, am I going to compete in any more BMX events? Yeah, I mean, I'd love to. I mean, I competed in the ASA triples last year. Had an absolute blast getting back on the BMX bike and doing some more progressive tricks. And I mean, BMX is my foundation. It's where I started. Still a true love. It's always going to be. But mountain biking definitely felt more at home in the mountain bike world, and was able to get some, just fit into that contest vibe better because I feel more at home in the air. Unlike you, David, you have that technical ability on the BMX bike. You're able to do good there, but I just want to fly and go high and jump big jumps, which you can do as well. But I mean that technical ability for BMX, I mean, it just made me feel more at home in the mountain bike world. George, how was the shooting for the Inside of Masters of Dirt TV show? Oh, the shooting was absolutely unreal. We as expected though. We had plans to. We're doing absurd things everywhere we went. So. Absolutely unreal. I mean, I think the show is going to come out amazing. Tom, what about Rampage this year? I mean, Rampage is such a prestigious event in mountain biking. I was honored to be part of it 2 years in a row. One of my most defining life moments happened in that event. They changed up the event a lot this year, and it was cool to sit back and watch. And if I'm invited back, I'd be glad to ride it again because so many eyes on that event, and I've never pushed my limits as much as I did out on that mountain in Virgin, Utah. Pedro, greetings from Spain, Vigo. What's up, man? Hopefully I make it back to Omar Skander this year. I was really bummed to miss out on that event this year. I had to get to Whistler a bit early, so yeah, hopefully I make it back this year. That's one of my all-time favorite events. Leon, would I consider switching to DH? I actually spend loads of time on a downhill bike. I mean, it's kind of the benefits of being a mountain bike rider. You get to ride so many different bikes, whether it's hardtail, slope bike, downhill bike, enduro, and for me, occasionally switching back to that BMX and going back to that BMX background. So many bikes I think the possibility to ride, and every bike is just such a different world, different terrains, different tricks. So I think that's for bike riders, that's one of our favorite things about riding bikes is the variation. We're not just sticking to one type of riding. We're able to expand our options and kind of explore different terrains and different tricks and different bikes. So, yeah. Am I at Rocket Air this year? Absolutely. Rocket Air has been since I first came. They're one of the best vibes of any event I've ever been to. You guys absolutely rock that stadium. That hockey arena goes off during those finals. Rocket Air absolutely returning this year. Going to try to defend the title that I had last year, fortunately. So actually super stoked for that. Luke Jones, do I think anyone else will land a twister this year? Yeah, David Godzik, if he's still online, he does twisters as well as anybody. He's absolutely perfected it. As soon as he saw me do that twister in Vienna, he went back and learned it on his BMX straight. And as I said, he has that technical ability in BMX. So Godzik is the only guy that I've seen do it. He's very impressive on that. But I'm interested to see who else can do it. A lot of guys have that rotational skill, and we're consistently surprised by guys doing tricks in the FMB. So I don't even know what to expect in the trick progression this year. Twister happening last year. Reader laying down the Oppo Cork 720, Brandon Semenik with the Cork 720 bar spin. I just think the progression's going up and up. Dino, am I aiming for gold at Joyride this year? I honestly think that every single one of us mountain bikers kind of dreams about having a gold medal at Red Bull Joyride. It's just the Super Bowl of mountain biking. So absolutely, everyone dreams. Reader achieved that dream this year. It's hard to say that you're shooting for it because you kind of just want to get down the mountain that day and get a good result. But I think I speak on behalf of all professional mountain bikers or mountain bikers in general that gold at Red Bull Joyride is an absolute dream. So I think we all kind of shoot for that. Saya, what's up? Am I excited for Crankworks Innsbruck? Who isn't excited for Crankworks Innsbruck? I think that's going to be unreal. A town like Innsbruck, I think, is going to be a great venue. And overall, Crankworks Europe is always, lit. There's Crankworks New Zealand, there's Crankworks Whistler, and then, Crankworks Europe is just, the overall vibe is unreal. So, meeting the Austrian ski team, as you said, I think we're all pumped for it. Absolutely. And it's actually going to be back-to-back with Leger. We're going to go Crankworks Leger, and then next weekend we're going to go Crankworks Innsbruck. So that's going to be 2 weeks of absolute mental riding and partying. So can't wait. Do I remember how I forgot to close my helmet on my last trick before my last attempt at best trick in Leger? I absolutely remember that. It was my final attempt. I had to run back up to the start to get that final attempt. I wanted to stomp that twister so bad after landing on the top of the landing. I just was determined to get it, and I got back up to the top and dropped in, and as I hit that whale tail before the final jump, I just felt my helmet flaps just flapping around, and it kind of made me think, should I stop and buckle, or should I try to do some sort of no-hander and get it together, because I'm about to do a 1080-degree rotation and I don't have my helmet buckled, so it's definitely a bit of bit of a terrifying moment, and I just had to run it. I just had to go with it and hope that I pulled it and hope the helmet stayed on, and it did. And as soon as I landed it and got to the end, I spiked that helmet down. I was so stoked. But yeah, it was definitely a scary moment to feel that helmet unbuckled and know that I was going for a twister on one of the biggest jumps. Emil Johansson, what's up, Emil? Good times at Happy Ride, and stoked to ride the tour this year, bro. I think there's big things in store for you this year, absolutely. Will I be adding any new tricks this year? Any new tricks for the drops? I mean, for me personally, I always try to add new tricks. For me, progression is one of the top things about bike riding. Is the thing that motivates me the most. So yeah, I'm obviously going to be trying to add tricks, and these days it's definitely scary to add tricks because the judges are very, very harsh on anything that's not landed perfectly, and the jumps are big and the jumps are scary. But I mean, when you do pull out those new tricks in contests, they're extremely rewarding. So I mean, I think all of us riders are motivated to progress the sport and pull new tricks on drops and on jumps. But you can land a trick on a mulch jump on your own home setup as many times as you want, but when you come to a new venue, to a new course, and when the pressure is on, that's a whole new world. So that's it. It's not as easy as we wish it would be to pull those new tricks off, but I personally am more motivated than ever to get some new stuff done this year, as are all the rest of the riders. Do I think that I'll ever land quad whip in contest? I mean, I as I talked about earlier, quad whip is a trick that I would have been hoping to do on a mountain bike for a long time. And in BMX, it works perfectly. On a mountain bike, the spinning velocity of the bike is definitely decreased because of the size of those wheels. So yeah, it definitely becomes a bit more difficult. But yeah, I'm hoping so. This year would be ideal. I'll definitely try to get that done, but in the near future, I'm definitely hoping to do so. Which age did I start to flip bikes? The first backflip I ever did on a bike, I was on a 16-inch bicycle, and I was 9 years old. I think I started trying to learn backflips when I was 7 or 8, and just probably 100, 200 times of just landing on my head in a foam pit and just keeping on because I was just so motivated to do that, and finally manned up, grew some little balls at age 9, and pulled off my first flip. And since then I've just been more and more motivated to keep on progressing those tricks. Let's scroll through the questions some more here. Scrolling through these questions, trying to see if there's any more that I'd like to answer. Toby Murr's double flip. Yeah, double flip is a trick that's kind of scared me a bit. I did it back when I was 13 years old. It took me a lot of tries. I was on a smaller bike, so I mean, it was very unstable, and I just wasn't able to pull it off for a while, and then finally landed it, and that had to be the best part of my life at that moment. I mean, it was crazy to land that, and then I tried to take the double backflip to a different setup and just under rotated and face planted hard. And I've seen guys really crash really hard on double flips, but I've also seen guys just have them more dialed than any other tricks. So I mean, for example, Adolf. he's been doing double flips on 50-foot jumps on a downhill bike now. It just shows how dialed it possibly can be to get a double flip down. So yeah, I'm definitely down to learn it, but it's a trick that scared me in the past, and I think will always scare me. Desmond, worst injury I've ever had. Worst injury I have to go back to my spleen injury back when I was 16 years old. I was riding Du Tour and did a single tail whip on a big jump and caught the whip and just went straight down to the ground, straight landed on my front wheel over the bars, and my bars turned and just clipped me just enough in the ribs to rupture my spleen. And 10 days in the intensive care unit in the hospital and eight months off the bike, and it was really kind of taught me that any mistake that you have can get you really good, no matter what. So you just can't really relax whenever you're riding, even on a single tail whip. It kind of really taught me a lesson, that spleen injury. And a lot of riders have ruptured their spleen and have gotten them removed. I fortunately have been able to keep my spleen, but that overall experience was horrific. I don't wish that upon anybody. What riders that I look up to in the past and now? When I was growing up, the biggest idol, the biggest role model that I looked up to is Dave Mirra. I think that accounts for how much passion I have for progressing tricks, and also the fact that I don't wear a visor. That's definitely a lot attributed to Dave Mirra. It was absolutely horrific to see him pass this year. I've been riding the gold pedals on my bike ever since, in dedication to him. And I think that inspiration that he gave me as a little kid, that definitely attributes to a lot of my overall style and the visorless riding. And actually, as I grew up, Jamie Bestwick is also a huge influence on me. He was basically the biggest champion in the sport, and I was able to ride with him a lot at Woodward Camp as a young kid. And he kind of treated me like as a friend, even though I was 12, 13 years old, riding with the best BMX rider in the world at the time. So that was definitely a huge influence on me as well. And now there's so many riders that inspire all of us. I think in every event, every rider is doing things that impress you, and everyone has such a different style when it comes to technicality, or not being scared to send a trick, or being consistent. Everyone has their own style, so everyone's really just inspiring and impossible to look up to. It's just so easy to be inspired and to look up to the guys in the sport now, because everyone. See some final questions. Is Georgie says that we're gonna finish this off pretty soon. What events am I looking most forward to in 2017? As I'm on the Massive Dirt page, you can't leave out Massive Dirt Vienna. It's absolutely a highlight of every year. Happens so early in the year, but remains one of the biggest highlights of the entire year. Vienna never disappoints. So much innovation goes down. Absolute overall vibe with the partying, with the shows at night. That event nobody can miss out on. I think everyone's stoked as ever for that. Otherwise, the 4 Crankworks stops, that's going to be unbelievable. Crankworks this year is center stage, so I think all riders are going to be really trying to get many tricks dialed and get good results there. And overall, I think 2017 is going to be crazy as ever overall. Massive Dirt says we're going to finish this one off. So, thanks everyone for watching. If you have any questions, any other questions, could be, as we said, we could return with a new Q&A really soon.